MasterClass and all that, and everybody that's registered to be on. Really, truly exciting, expanding to new regions and new peaks and new summits, which is just extraordinary. So grateful to have a real incredible, kick-ass, unstoppable team.
Okay, thank you. I think we've got, I don't know if I'm allowed to call him, but is it Bali? Oh, is it Jit? Welcome to the call. We're just sharing some, what are you grateful for? So if you can let us know, what are you grateful for? Or shall I call him Mr. Samper?
Bali, you there? Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for having 3 lovely kids, adults. Sanjay, Ronak, and Drew, and especially Ronak, who has really shown his real, true, what you call it, true reality of his coming out. And recently, anyway, that's a new development has come up, and he is really altruistic. He is very active in his karma, the actions that he does. They are very, very good for the humanity, not only for himself, but for the humanity. So, and I'm very grateful that I can join this Zoom meeting. Looking forward to knowing more what's happening.
Welcome. Ronnie, you want to say something?
Well, I just want to clarify that when Dad said coming out, that it's not the way the Brits relate to it, but he's talking about me bringing out my true character in the park, protesting, and a few other things. I'm hoping Dad's referring to that. So just clarifying that for the Brits who have a very different interpretation. But thanks, Dad, and thanks, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our FITBANKER Mt Toubkal Masterclass. Really excited about this, and really excited. I want to share with everybody about all the expansion, new ventures, the life that we're bringing through all that we do. And in that we really want people to be, I always said this when we were creating a mission statement, a vision with our team as we launched our Treks team and our adventure team. And our Treks and adventure team really grew when we went through our hardest moment, because we had reached a point where we got on a call to basically tell the Trek leaders, now that we are out here in Africa and lockdown has happened, and this is the way a lot of the Treks have been running or not running, we're contemplating winding down the Treks arm. And in your hardest moment, sometimes comes the opportunity for something new to be birthed, just like in labor. And thereafter, what was born was Jag putting a foot down, saying no, because she really realized what it contributed to her and her family and her daughter and many others. And there's a saying that we got from one of our hikes, which is, not all classrooms have 4 walls. That's because there's a lot of learning that happens on our hikes, that happens on our mountains. And so as we've grown the treks and as we've grown our adventures and retreats, we want each of them to have a particular theme behind them. And so we have Kilimanjaro, which is really themed around leadership. It's probably our pinnacle program at the moment. We just did Fitreat last year, which is actually themed off of day 4 from Mount Kilimanjaro, which is your inner child. And we've created a whole retreat to awaken that inner child inside the context of sport. And we truly believe that inside of well-being, one of the pillars of well-being, or one of the causes of loss of well-being, for some people, their interpretation of it leads to stress, impacts mental and emotional well-being, is their wealth being. Their wealth being, really what we mean by this is your relationship to money. And for a long period of life, I thought happiness and money were mutually exclusive. I thought being humble, being modest, being successful didn't go together with money. Being good in society, being moral, being a contributor to society, being somebody that pursues noble causes didn't go together with money. And those were subconsciously a lot of my, what I would call poverty affirmations. And for those of us that have gone through any setbacks in money, or have had to transform our relationship to money, or might be going through still a challenging phase in the area of money that we haven't yet transformed, and it's been there for a while, you will know the importance and relevance of money. In some cultures, we respect it, we look up to it. We might have a god or a goddess or a deity that is responsible for it, or that is to be someone we look up to or pray to with regards to money. But money is also very much misunderstood. It's often looked at as that thing that we're chasing, rather than it's a byproduct. It's a means to the end. It is a tool. And so money is many things. Money will be different things for different people, even right now. And regardless of what I said, we will look today, what is money to you? And you don't have to answer what you think will be the right answer. You have to answer what's truly how you operate with it and how it exists for you in your mind. And I know we have a few billionaires on this call. And if you're a billionaire, you don't have to be humble or modest and give a diplomatic response. You can tell us exactly what money is to you. If you're somebody struggling with money and you're in debt and it occurs as scarce and out of reach, again, we invite you to really be straight about it. If you're somebody that is been avoiding both of those extremities and staying somewhere in the mid-tier, please share exactly where it is for you, how it occurs for you, what is money to you. So our well-being is as much part of our well-being as nutrition, exercise, and sleep is. This is a masterclass brought together by myself, Ronnie, and for those of you that haven't met me, I'm the founder of FITBANKER, and Hina, who is here, is somebody who has co-led Mount Kilimanjaro with me. She's also been an amazing trek leader with us, and she's been an amazing partner and support up this mountain, up Mount Kilimanjaro, and on many other hikes and other prep that we've done. And so Hina, having done Mt Toubkal a couple of times now, is something we've been discussing about as something I've wanted to do. But one thing I really want to stress, and we'll be sharing this as we go through the slides, is we're not a hiking company. We're not a guide company. We're not a mountaineering company. And you'll get what I mean by that as we go through today. So you aren't speaking to a group of travel agents, is what I really want to say. We will guide you. We will go up mountains with you. But what we niche in is leadership programs. What we niche in is life transforming programs. What we niche in is life transforming expeditions, through which, if you push through your pain points and past the barriers of your physical, mental, and emotional limitations, you will discover a whole new you emerge at the end of our summits. And each of them are designed where we aren't attached to people reaching the physical summit, but they discover going way past and way beyond what they've known of themselves. And that is what we may call summit for some of us. So Hina, do you want to give like a 2-second intro of you, and then we will go into today's session?
Okay, so I'm Hina Shah, and I am FITBANKER Kilimanjaro co-lead. A little bit about me is I love nature, and I absolutely love mountain. I just want everyone to come with me on the mountain journey. I've got a lot of people sign up for Kilimanjaro, but now also want to take people out on Mt Toubkal, and just come and see what is out there in nature, how beautiful the mountains are, and what it actually brings in within yourself. That's all from me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hina. Perfect. And I want to get a sense of who we have on today. We may not be able to go through everyone. In fact, we won't go through everyone. We'll cover as many as we can in 5 minutes. So who would like to introduce themselves so you can share why on earth are you here on this masterclass? Who are you? Where are you from? Why Mt Toubkal? What do you know about Mt Toubkal? Did you just like the sound of it? Did you like the pronunciation? Did you have you heard about it? You know somebody who's done it? And what in the area of money would you like to transform? Or in other ways, where are you limited by your relationship to money? Who'd like to go? Let's have a few hands raised. We only have 5 minutes. Bhavna, everyone's looking at you.
I was just going to say, Bhavna. You're on mute, Bhavna.
And Zainab. Emma, let's have one of the lads as well raise their hand, please. Let's go, Bhavna.
Okay, so I'm Bhavna Kasam. I live in Nairobi, Kenya. I've been with the FITBANKER family for 2 years now, just over 2 years. It's done wonders to my life. I've also done the HR program with Dr. Ambika, completely out of the box and loved every moment of it. I did Kilimanjaro with FITBANKERS. And yep, and I summited and loved every moment of it. So like Hina said, I love being out in the open. I love adventure, and anything to do with FITBANKER, I'm in. I'm always in. I don't know much about Mt Toubkal. We did speak about it when we were on Mount Kilimanjaro. Hina said she was going to Morocco. I was a little shaken after I saw the Mount Kenya experience, but I'm back on track. And when it comes to money, I just feel it's time. I'm at that stage at the age of 60 where I feel I need to learn about how much is enough and where does one draw their line when it comes to how much money do you need to survive or to be comfortable. It's always, everybody's always just more, and I don't think so. The one thing I brought back from Mount Kilimanjaro was minimalism, and I haven't shopped since I've summited. I don't buy anything for myself, and the flip side of it, I give away one item from my house every single day. So the minimalistic approach that I came back from mountain with has changed my mindset completely. So I'm looking forward to something else when I come down from Mt Toubkal after summiting. And that's me.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, wow. That is awesome, awesome, Bhavna. That is so beautiful to hear and lovely to see that you've created that. Zainab?
Right. So my name is Zainab. I did the FITBANKER first challenge in 2021, and I did the relationship challenge at that time. I would call it a challenge because I was in a challenging place in my relationship with my husband. And boy, taking these two programs simultaneously was the best thing I did. But I had a thought in my head at that time. I said, won't it be great if there was a challenge or some sort of an education around money? Because I think that just covers it all. I don't know anything about this mountain, and I'd love to find out more. That's why I'm here. Now, with money, I've got I'd like to say I hide behind it, but I've got a very positive attitude to money. I think for me, money means empowerment. It means freedom. It means impact. It means being able to make a difference to so many lives. And I'm really comfortable in that space. So I don't come from a place of more, but I do come from a place of why not more? So that's the space I'm in. And a mountain and money all together, it doesn't get better than that with just the right people.
Awesome. Well, we can say you probably manifested this when you said that why isn't there one around money, and that's probably that probably got intuitionally communicated to some of the team here to make this happen. So lovely to have you here, Zainab. Emma, let's have one of the guys share, Paul or Shaq as well, very quickly after this.
Okay.
Emma?
So who am I? I am Emma Coyne. I used to be a head coach for FITBANKER and part of the leadership team. I also got to summit Kilimanjaro as the first FITBANKER trek that we did in Kilimanjaro, which was absolutely phenomenal. I have never, that mountain has never left me. So since 2017, it's been behind me all the way in every, choice in life, and that, that joy of being outdoors, like Hina was saying. I live in Valencia in Spain, and I live right on the footstep of the Sierra Caldrona, so trekking for me is part of my life. And why I'm originally from the UK, so I'm originally from Cheshire, and I've been living in Valencia for about 10 years. Why Mount Toubkal? Well, it's only across the way. It's, you know, Spain and Morocco are very, very close. And also my granddad, when he was alive, had an absolute love of Morocco. And he kept saying to me, Emma, you've got to go to Morocco. Emma, you've got to go to Morocco. So, you know, I need to kind of honor that for him. What in the area of money would I like to transform? Well, I've transformed a lot around money since I was head coach with FITBANKER. I think what's there for me, if anything, is really having freedom and kind of abundance around when you do something you love, like coaching, that it's a byproduct that you get the money flowing in. So I think that's what's there for me, and that's the thing to transform. And I guess relationship to all of it, that I'm deserving of whatever I create, and right now I think there's a little bit of something missing, so that's what's there for me.
Awesome. Yes, Emma is very, very much part of our foundational fiber of FITBANKER. She's been with us from way back when, and she was also a pioneer and one of the creators by being a participant on the 2017 FITBANKER Leadership Summit. Had that first cohort not been there, we wouldn't have had the following 7 that happened since. And having us got to the 100 lives that have gone up Mount Kilimanjaro. So welcome home, Emma. And Shaq will have yours, and then everybody else, while Shaq is saying his, please can you type in the chat, who are you, where are you from, 1 or 2 lines about why Mt Toubkal, and what in the area of money would you like to transform. Please type that in the chat so that every other person here gets a sense of what money is and how it matters to others. So please, if you could do that while Shaq shares his. Shaq, go for it.
So hi, my name's Shaq. I'm actually one of the FITBANKER track leaders and also a coach within the 90-day program. I did Kilimanjaro this year along with my mum and my wife. I was newly married this year and brought mum along, who 70 years old, so managed to bring her up the mountain, got her to summit, which was phenomenal. And I've led a number of the treks along with Hina and a few others on this call, including Jag as well, around the country in the UK. Mt Toubkal, I've seen Hina do it, and I'm looking at it going, I need to get some crampons on, right? And get that ice pick out. And I'll save some of that adventure for later on in this masterclass. But for me, I love the treks. I love trekking. I love the challenge. I love the physicality, but more importantly, the mental side behind it as well. And then on top of it, you've got, the area around money. It's one of those areas that you always want to, I look at as I always want to continuously transform. Never want to be in a place where I am sat in a scarcity or poverty mindset. And no matter what my position is in life, be able to, one, be free from the trappings that money can bring, but in that way, then also be able to live a life that's full of abundance and growth and wealth. So yeah.
Awesome. Shaq is also part of the leadership team of our Treks and Adventure. So thanks a lot, Shaq. And it was epic Mount Kilimanjaro. And for the rest of you, please, I hope you've typed in the chat so everyone else gets to know about each of you and why you want to do Mt Toubkal and what money is for you. Please do type that in the chat even as we crack on. So I'm going to crack on now, and just mindful of time. We'll have an hour for today's session, but I'd love for you guys to get that more or less applies to almost all our programs or all our summits for sure. But I want to read you this beautiful quote by Brianna Wiest, who from the book The Mountain Is You. Again, it's one of the books I've gifted a few people. Your new life, post-transformation, is going to cost you your old one. It's going to cost you your comfort zone and your sense of direction. It's going to cost you relationships and friends. It truly is, and it truly has for me. It's going to cost you being liked and understood, and it doesn't matter. The people who are meant for you are going to meet you on the other side. You're going to build a new comfort zone around the things that actually move you forward. Instead of being liked, you're going to be loved. Instead of being understood, you're going to be seen. All you're going to lose is what was built for a person you no longer are. And that truly is what we want everybody to experience as they step into and discover belonging inside of the FITBanker community. It's lovely seeing others who have done something with us prior, and hear you all say that if you were doing something like this, you would want to do it with FITBanker. And this is why I say what we are not is not a guide or a travel company. What we are is truly creating curriculum and programs that work on a particular area of life that truly matters, that contributes to our overall well-being and our experience of life. So we're going to kick off now by looking at what is money to you. If you're here drawn to this because of M for Morocco, M for the month of March, or M for money, we would love to hear what is money to you. So can you say one or two words, not more than a sentence, of what money is to you? So just unmute yourself and shout it out, or type in the chat if you're in a position where you can't speak up. Urvi says energy. Anybody else? You can unmute or type in the chat. A necessity. Freedom, impact, anything else? What is money to you? Let's have a few more responses. And please also, if you have a notepad there or on your phones, you can write it down. Empowering in a way, if we can learn how to give. Jag, a resource. Money is energy, my creation. If anybody else wants to say anything, you can unmute and say. Okay, brilliant. And just sharing. Oh wow, Emma's saying that they've made reference to that book in one of the other courses. Okay, and Urvi says Morocco has been a dream to visit, but to climb a mountain there is the icing on the cake. Financial freedom is what I would love to create. Okay, brilliant. Now, money is different things to different people. It's a resource. For some people, it is a symbol of security. For some people, it's a symbol of worth. For some people, it's a symbol of value. For some people, it's a symbol of self-worth. For some people, it's evil. For some people, it is the source of all evil. For some people, it is the cause of breakdowns and problems in family and relationships. For some people, it's a necessity. For some people, it's a luxury. For some people, it's a desire. Whatever money is to you, you've got to really bring awareness to where it is for you and the role that it plays in your life or you're inhibited by. So think about this. Think about something you would want to do in the life where you're limited by money. Where are you limited by money? Are you limited in traveling the world? Are you limited in giving? Are you limited in pursuing your spiritual path? Are you limited in traveling? Are you limited in family? Are you limited in your career? Where are you limited by money? I know someone who has about $500,000 in the bank, and he feels he can't get married because he hasn't got enough money. He's limited in his area of relationships because, in his view, he hasn't got enough to take someone on his life. I have somebody who loves seeing our travel and sometimes the impromptu nature of certain of my trips. And then he says, man, one day I got to do that. This is actually one of my teachers, and we're scheduling a call to have money. I'm working right now with a microfinance company, and we're looking at how many people use money to build a home, to start an agricultural business, to start their side hustle, some for emergencies, some for a barbecue for the weekend. Please do type in, guys, type in the chat or unmute and share. Let's have some shares actually verbally. Where are you limited by money? Let's have some shares, guys. Come on, context here makes sense if we've got some skin in the game. Where are you limited by money?
Partners meant like when your partner has not the same idea of spending money.
Say more. How are you limited by money? So where are you limited by that?
Because it's the same pot and different views.
Okay, so what is that not? What are you unable to do because of that?
I mean, it's also like the spending to the saving mentality, or like, you know, what you want to spend on is not the same that maybe your partner doesn't want to spend on. So where that becomes a limitation, because then you don't know what's right and what's wrong in spending the money and where to spend it.
Awesome. Thank you, Urvi, for leading. Thank you so much for sharing so generously. I can relate to that for sure in terms of where I can be inhibiting or limiting with Ambika. Like whenever she wants to go and see family, it causes emotional stress for me, for her to go. And I was like, you just saw mom now. And how are we going to do that? And where are we going to generate that from? And those are some areas where I feel I'm limited by money. I'll share another one. Whoever's going next, please also raise your hand. I'd love for you to go after me. Another area where I feel I'm limited by money is as I look to start the next venture and the next venture and the next venture entrepreneurially. Something I've always wanted to do is to start a protein supplement brand or a protein food brand or snack brand. And I feel I need to have FITBANKER generating sufficient money so that it can have a large enough team and various roles for it to be sustainable, so I could go on to do the next venture. Also funding for the next venture, right? At some point, when we were ready to grow and scale, we would want to get funding for that. I also lost my best friend about 4 years ago now, and I feel I'm letting him down, as his wife and kids and his 2 brothers all had to pack up from here and they moved to India, where the cost of living is a lot less. And I don't feel there are many people within his extended family that are really taking care of them and their life's interests and what they want to do. And so for as long as they're out of sight and they're staying somewhere where they get their food and they have a roof over their head, that's adequate. And I just think I'm not doing justice to what I think my best friend would have expected me to do, to take care of his wife, kids, and siblings. And so I feel truly limited there by money. Hina?
I think where I'm limited by money is I love traveling. I love obviously climbing mountains, love, you know, what's my next mountain, what's my next challenge. But for me, it's like, okay, I need to plan it. If I'm climbing Mount Meru next year or another mountain next year, I need to plan it. I need to organize it. So I work and save and then go. I don't have surplus where I can just go, you know what? Here you go. I'll just book it. I'll go off and then, you know, I'll save, etc. I'm very limited by that. I have to get new windows done. I've just been found out because it's very cold here in the UK. There's a lot of draft coming through. And I was just like, should I save money for my mountain, or should I save money for the windows? What's more important? I mean, the windows are still there. The cold will be only for 3-4 months, but what do I do? So I'm very limited, and I need to see how I can still save a little bit that way for my windows and also travel as well. So yeah, that's how I see I'm we're limited by money.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for sharing, Hina. I tell you, the answer is to use your mountain gear indoors at home when it's cold. That's the answer. You don't need to change those windows. Just put on your merinos and your outer layers and waterproofs. You'll be all right. Awesome, Hina. Thanks for sharing that. I want all of us now to look at, if you could overcome those limitations, what would you do? What would you do if you could overcome those? In addition to maybe addressing that particular limitation, there might be something else you would go on to do. So
I would climb all the mountains.
You climb all the mountains. You go mountain to mountain. Awesome. Who else would like to share? What would you do? Paul, would you like to share? Avni, don't know if you're in a position to share. Shinal, Zainab?
Yeah, a couple of things that are coming up for me. One is this conversations around money are always difficult for some reason. I find like if this was any other topic, there would be a lot more sharing. It's not just this particular group. I think anywhere we go, for some reason, people don't like talking about money. It's considered as one of those, I don't know, there's some space around that. The other thing I'm thinking is money conversations start way back in our childhood. So I remember being 5 or 6 and I used to play this game with my dad. He'd ask me, okay, how much is enough for you? Or how much is a lot of money? And I would say to him, in Pakistan, we have rupees, 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. And then he would say to me, what would you do with it? And I'd tell him, okay, I'd buy Barbies. I'd buy 10 Barbies, 20 Barbies. I'd paint my room pink. And then he'd be like, right, what else would you do with it? And I'm like, right, I'd give my sister a Barbie. And the whole point of that exercise was there was a limit to how much I wanted to do for myself. And beyond that, inevitably, it used to go around to giving it to others. So I think these exercises with him, which were brilliant now when I think about it, because he was a military guy, he was in the army. And so he was on a salary. For him, everything was, every month we get this salary. But in his mind, he was expanding my mind around what if there was no limit to wealth? Wow. And I think these conversations are so precious and so important. I don't know why people don't talk about money with their kids. And I remember he used to sit with me and plan. And I have those papers from like back 30 years ago where he'd say, we'll get this much and we'll save this much, we'll spend this much. But these conversations are so rich and so important. And then when I came to study here in UK, he gave me, this is weird, I'm sharing more than I should, but who cares? He gave me like his entire saving. And he said to me, look, I'm an army guy. I don't invest. I don't know how to invest. I take orders and give orders. You're doing an MBA. If you want to do something with this money, go ahead and do it. And I think that responsibility and that ability and that trust. So these things are really valuable. I don't know if I'm digressing or not, or if this is relevant, but I think talking to our children about money from a young age, expanding their views around, enriching them, telling them it's amazing to make lots of money because look what you can do with it. How much can you give? And every time they reach a point where they've had enough toys, enough this, then they want to give because there's no limitation to that. So just some sharing there.
No, brilliant.
And I've got lots of other ideas. Would love to talk to anybody who wants to listen, but yeah, maybe at another forum.
No, that's brilliant. We will have a lot of opportunity. I'm going to explain a little bit about the model of the curriculum that we're doing. And if you're in on this, you will definitely be able to share and contribute to others. But really powerful sharing and really important that we do discuss and really important that we distinguish where there's a discomfort to talk with ease and freedom around it. And it's a demonstration where around money, we don't have ease and freedom even around our self-expression around it. So it's very important that we look at where we are inhibited and limited. I just want to share, based on where we are time-wise, and because it's the first one we're running, I do want to apologize. I have a hunch we're going to be about 15 minutes over the hour. It is being live streamed and recorded on YouTube, so you could also watch there if you do need to leave. But I would love for those of you that are very seriously considering this to stay until the end, where we'll cover the details of what it entails and the cost. I'll try to cruise through nonetheless. So firstly, as I said, what we do is we're not a guide company or a travel company. This is not a hike, but it is a curriculum in rewiring our relationship to money. Just as we meander our money mountains, all our programs and leadership retreats that are based around a mountain, the mountain is simply the tool, the analogy that we're using to overcome those same hurdles we face, those blockers that we face, even the considerations that came up for you to speak freely about money, consider is some form of a hurdle or blocker. The program will be delivered online over 3 webinars and in person over a week on the mountain. And it's an opportunity to take your relationship to money to new heights. For those of you that relate to money as somewhat scarce, you'd be amazing at saving. For those of you that relate to money as somewhat abundant and life is short, you might become spenders. For those of you that relate to money as abundant and we've got to provide for multiple generations, you might be great investors or legacy builders or whatever that might be with your money. And you may even use it for generosity, for charity, for philanthropic purposes. It's one where we will leverage non-traditional lessons around money, as well as, when I say non-traditional, not what we learn in school, not a lot around what we learn in school, or maybe even around our societies or communities, depending on what you discovered growing up, and you'll discover your own limitations and limiting beliefs around this. But how do you push past your pain points and reach new heights in your relationship to money? Discover where you're stopped or inhibited in life, and the reason you give is because of money. So we'll get to look at that over this program. There's an intention, like with all our curriculum, there's a lot more objectives and promises that we will cover, but really this is to transform the areas of your life where you're inhibited by money, where money occurs as a hurdle, a mountain of some sort, and discover how to traverse the money mountains of our life. We look at various things, guys, rewiring our understanding of money, from scarcity to abundance, if what we have is one of scarcity, or even if it's abundance, really looking at what does it look like if we were to go beyond our perception of this is quite abundant and comfortable. Understand how and where we actually get stopped in life around money. Like I say, as much as I feel I've transformed my relationship to money, and I significantly have, I still have my default reactions around something around money, right? If family members use it this way or spend that way or break something, or their view of it is different to mine, it causes a trigger for me. We will look at the art of negotiation in the markets of Marrakech. If those of you have seen, what was it? The Apprentice, I think they did some such exercise a few episodes ago with Lord Alan Sugar. We look at your personal history and origin of money. What are some of your big wins and losses? Where have you lost money and you punish yourself till today about it, or you don't trust yourself because you've erred enough times or slip-ups around money, and now it's become a trust issue around trusting yourself. Money versus time. We say time is money, and how often do we have poverty affirmations when we say to people, I have no time, and you also say time is money? What are you really saying? And how our affirmations influence the quality and the outcome and presence or absence of money around us. So the playground of where this curriculum is happening is Marrakech Market. We'll be having a lot of warm-up there, plus in the hotel that we're staying at. The little hurdle we will use to overcome is Mt Toubkal. And there'll be 3 webinars pre-Toubkal starting in January. So people may sign up late and miss the first webinar if they delay, but we are having this now because this is kind of time sensitive. And as our first retreat, we're actually quite limited in space. I'm now going to go through what to expect over your days on the mountain from the 3rd of March till the 10th of March. And our amazing co-host, Hina Shah, over to you. Just tell me when to click to the next slide.
Okay, boom. So you know what? welcome guys again. Like Ronnie said, arrival dates are 3rd March, depart on the 10th March. Hotel is a wonderful, wonderful hotel. It's a Moroccan themed hotel. You've got a mint tea area side. You've also, I think it's also got a shisha lounge. There's a bowling alley where, you know, you can just pay 60 dirhams. And if you fancy in the evenings having a bowling game, like a teen meeting, we can have that as well. There is a gym in the hotel. There is, can we go to the next slide, please?
There's also a swimming pool, right?
Yeah, I think it's in the, oh no, okay, there is.
Oh, no.
So it's there's also a swimming pool. The hotel is a big venue, and we can do lots of things in the hotel. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so Mt Toubkal. Mt Toubkal is a mountain peak in the southwestern Morocco, located in the Toubkal National Park. It is 4,167 meters high and is the highest peak in Morocco, the Atlas Mountain in North Africa. Next slide, please. Okay. So after we have the Marrakesh, what we're going to do with the money and how we're going to all do everything in Marrakesh, we then, on the 6th March at 10 o'clock in the morning, we will go to Imlil. A transfer bus will take us, so we'll go after breakfast. The lunch, once we get to the lodge, lunch will be provided at the lodge. And then we will do a warm-up hike, 2 to 3 hour hike, just to refresh, so that because the next day we'll start doing our walk to the on the mountain. So just to warm up our muscles, we'll just do a 2 to 3 hour hike. We'll have a refresh, have dinner, and then there'll be a briefing provided of what's included in the next few days. In the briefing, we will tell you that you have to pack in a small dry bag the following things. So you can just read what's on the screen. Basically, it's your sleeping clothes, your sleeping bag liner, a summit trouser, which is fleece line trouser, base layer, and all the things that are mentioned on the slide. Next slide, please. The theme for this, as Ronnie said, every day will be a theme. This is transcending our money beliefs. So first things in the morning on 7th of March, what we'll do, we'll wake up whenever time, and at 8 o'clock, we'll start our hike. Again, depending on the weather and snowfall, crampons will be provided en route. So if there's snowfall from the beginning of the base, you will be provided crampons and an axe as well. They no longer provide helmets because they said it's not necessary, but we will be provided that. If there is no snowfall, and if there's snowfall higher up, they will provide you that at the as we go high up. Lunch will be provided near the shrine, which is the halfway point. We arrive at the refuge about 6 o'clock that evening, and each refuge we've hired the private dorms for a FITBANKER, which is private for ladies and private for gents. In that, there'll be a bunk beds, and basically it's one dorm for women and one dorm for men. It depends on numbers we have, and we all share. We freshen up, have dinner that night, and it's an early night for us because next day is going to be our summit day. So this is the theme for that day is summiting Mt Toubkal. We'll start our hike at about 5 o'clock in the morning. It is cold. I'm not going to hide behind that. It is cold. It is also steep as well. If there is, like I said, if it's snowfall, the porters will put your crampons on for you, and you'll be given an ice pack as well. What to wear on the day? You'll wear your summit clothes, which is the fleece line trousers, your warm socks, your down jacket, and the trek, it basically starts on a 45-degree level up. We slowly walk on a ridge, and we will summit. Now, on this one, the guides are very strict, and they will look after everyone. What they do is that everyone has to stick together. So the pace is not fast or slow or anything like. If you're slow, they will ask you to keep moving, and you fast, they'll just say, can you stick to the group? Like you see, we're all in a line. It's only so that, because it's steep, there's one at the front, there's a guide at the front, one at the back, there'll be a couple in the middle. It's just ensuring that all of you are okay, and there is no, you don't slip or anything like that. Once we summit, which will be around 12 o'clock, we can either have lunch on the way down on the mountain. The porters that are at the refuge will bring lunch halfway up the mountain, or if we're really, really good and we summit and we run down the mountain, we can have the lunch at the refuge. Sorry, I think there was another point I missed. Sorry, Ronnie. Yeah, and after summit, yeah, okay, that's it. And then we refresh after summit, and then in the morning after breakfast, we go back to the lodge that we came into the first day, have lunch there, and you get transferred back to Marrakesh. That evening on the Saturday night, you could go out into the Medina, enjoy some belly dancing, some nice drink like a tea meal or anything like that, and then depart on Sunday morning after maybe a swimming pool or gym activity. The fuel that you will get on the mountain, it is, some of it is FITBANKER friendly, but the reason why there'll be some chips, there's some pasta, there will be some carbs involved as well, is only to fuel your body. But the food is absolutely beautiful. You will have and it's all vegetarian. There is no meat on the mountain, so it'll be vegetarian tagine, some potato soup. There'll be lots of salads. There'll be pita breads and popcorn, etc., and couscous, obviously. So you can just see the amount of food. The food is really, really nice, actually, on the refuge and on the mountain. Okay, so what's included? The early bird price, it's limited to the first 10 or at least until 31st of December. And the price is 1,249. The price will increase from 1st of January, and maximum at the moment, we can only take 16 people in total. What's included in your price is breakfast for all 7 days. So basically, if you land on the Sunday, from Monday to the next Sunday, all 7 days, your breakfast is included. Lunch on the first day of the webinar and coffee break. So if we're going to have a webinar on the Monday at the hotel, lunch will be provided. Your transfer from the airport to the hotel and back to the airport, as long as we all come in one group. If it's separate times, we will have to organize your transfers. Transfer to Imlil and back to Marrakesh, cash is included. All meals that are on the mountain, so from the day of Wednesday to Saturday lunchtime, all meals are provided, even your breakfast. Sleeping bags are provided, crampons and axes. There are 2 guides, 2 mountain guides, 7 muleteers, and also you will then get a summiting certificate. This trip is ideally for BMI of 27 or under. It depends on the fitness of what you can do. Like, we require at least having done some kind of trekking or a mountain, or at least be fit, like you do a lot of walking. Training is required, long distance walking, and like I said, at least climb 1 mountain. All accommodation is room sharing basis. On refuge, it'll be dorm sharing, and merchandise provided will be t-shirts, luggage tags, and neck snoods. I think
All right. I just want to add something here in case there's any questions about this. We'll be going to the next couple of slides, and then we'll take questions. But I just want to stress here, sorry, when we mean webinar, we actually mean the conference room training that's going to be there at the hotel. We're going to have a lot of fun because there's a bowling alley there. So we want to have also some fun and learnings around the bowling alley. How cool is that to be doing that? We're going to be going out as well to Marrakesh market, where we're going to have some assignments. And part of those assignments is also looking at how we use money, how we negotiate. And so you're going to need to bring some, I want to call it monopoly money, but don't actually show up with monopoly money. You have to show up with real money, because in Morocco, they don't accept monopoly money.
Please don't bring fake money.
And
that story will be.
Nina will tell you that.
I will tell you about that story in one of our webinars after you've signed up, about fake money and what happened to me. So next slide, please.
Okay, cool. I just want to share that. So we're going to be using money. You're going to bring some money, about $200, for some exercises on the ground. We'll probably use a lot less, but we invite people to bring about $200 in cash, because there'll be some team-based activities. But we want everyone to bring at least $200 in cash, ready to play, ready to do, ready to do what we're going to ask you to do.
Okay. What's not included is flights are not included. Your insurance, you have to get insurance. So please make sure you also get a cancellation insurance. Please make sure you bring some spending money, tips for the mountain, and that's for not for the mountain, it's for the mountain guides. So about 30 to 35 pounds. Some of you may not have done Kilimanjaro with us. So like in Kilimanjaro, we have a team of porters, and they're all like every climber has a porter. On this one, there is no support like our team on the ground, like Asante. You carry your own day packs. There will be no guides carrying your day packs. If there's bad weather, safety comes first. If the guide tells us to turn around due to bad weather, we respect their decision. No refunds or concessions will be provided. And again, summit is not guaranteed. $200 in cash for the money game. Please bring this in cash. The reason I'm talking about if bad weather, safety first, let me explain about this. Last year, I went to Mt Toubkal and we were about to summit. But when we were summiting, we were on the ridge. At that time, there was a blizzard of like snow, and it was 70 or I can't remember, 70 miles per hour. It was so bad that we couldn't see what was in the front. I was 100 meters away from summit, but the head guide had said no, because people were coming down. They said, no, it's not safe. You can't see ahead. I was so gutted. I was like, no, I want to do it, but it's got nothing to do with money. If the head guide says no, we must respect the head guide because it is safety first, and we turn back down. And since it turned back, I went back again when it was good weather just to go get my summit. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, awesome. And so, I just want to stress, and that's kind of the mindset and coaching that we have is if at first we don't succeed, we obviously go again. But, so Hina's got a couple summit-ish experiences from this mountain. Teams, of course, on the ground is going to be Hina and myself, and Shaq, TBC, whether he will be there in person, but Shaq is also helping part of the prep from the background around all the other stuff that we're doing. And generally, in terms of packaging our new products, we've been working with Shaq around this. We also have partners on the ground, so there are going to be a couple other partners, one for our accommodation, also transport, also those that we go up the mountain. So kind of 3 different groups. Some of them will be doing maybe more than one task, so it might be the same people, but just to give you a sense of what we're doing and how we work with different service providers on the ground. We're going to take questions in a second, but those of you that are clear this is for you and you want to sign up, and we're within time, it's limited to 16 spaces for this first one for a number of reasons. Well, of course, it's our first one, so we want to make sure it's a manageable size. And we also are limited actually by the hotel. I think we've only been able to secure 16 places, right, Tina?
Correct.
And they're saying they don't have more right now.
No.
Yeah. So there might be more, but right now they couldn't hold more than 16 for us. The early bird price is limited to the first 10. And so once those first 10 are gone, it will be gone. And if those first 10 are gone and you still sign up before 31st December, it will be at 1399 if you're paying in one installment. If you're paying it in installments, then it is £300 deposit, which is non-refundable. Even if you pay the one installment, £300 is non-refundable if you cancel on or by 29th January. If you cancel on 30th January, then the full amount is non-refundable. That's also applicable to us. We also will be losing out from our service providers. You obviously got to book your flights. You've got the dates. And we do recommend on the 3rd of March when you come in that you endeavor to come in the morning. I think most of the flights do get in there at good time in the morning.
If
So
you're
that
coming
would be
from the
September.
UK, the flights are less than £200 with EasyJet or Ryanair. I flew with Ryanair, and if they're less than £200, and you land on Sunday morning and you go on Sunday morning the next following Sunday.
If you saw Urvi's eyes swell up like that when he said less than £200, us Africans, we pay a premium to go within Africa. And so
Yeah, we live on the same continent. Like,
we should walk. But hey, we're here to transform our relationship to money. So it's just one more zero. So that's what it's going to take for us to get there. And once you're in, it's confirm your space with Hina. So she lets you know if you're within the first 10 and what price it is for you. And once she's confirmed that price to you and you're making that payment that day itself, then that price applies. Make payment to, you can screenshot this for those of you that want to sign up. And those are the details to sign up. And if you are paying from overseas, it might ask you for FITBANKER's address, which is at the bottom, and our bank's address, which is Wise. Wise is the name of the bank. That's Wise's address. Any questions now?
Just if anybody's already wanted to make payments and you already have FITBanker details, please note it's a bank change and account details have changed. So please note the account number and all the details. It's not.
Yeah, meaning if you're somebody that has done this before. I just want to check a couple of questions. I have, Hina, for those that have done Kilimanjaro before, because there are a number of people here who've done Kilimanjaro before. Is all their list of Kilimanjaro gear adequate for this?
100%. In fact, make use of it.
Yeah. So there's nothing else they need to buy if they have their Kili gear?
No. The fleece line trousers, your down jacket, your backpack, your trekking boots, basically bring your summit clothes.
Yeah. And would you say that the summit night here is colder than Kilimanjaro? Or it's the same?
It is cold. You're in a refuge. It is cold.
Okay. Okay, cool. There's a question from Emma about kids. Yep. Is this something that she can do with a 12-year-old?
100%. The team we're using, they have let me know that the age group varies from 12 years old to 80. So Emma, if your son is 12 by the time we're going, then yes, 100%.
Yeah, but I do want to stress something that we want to do about this first one is having a certain level of fitness. The 45-degree incline is not to be underestimated. So, you know, similar hikes. What would you say is a similar hike to practice on in the UK? Scaffold or Brecon?
Scaffold.
Yeah, yeah. So Scaffold is kind of a good training ground. I think in Kenya, guys, some of your hikes are pretty much like that, almost 45 degrees. At least Elephant Hills was. The other one we did, Seven Ponds, Bhavna, the coming down part was 45 degrees. Yeah. But this one is 45-degree incline. Avni, question?
Sorry, just driving. The hotel, because I'm thinking to bring Nikita and someone else, so I get less noise from my husband, basically. Is the hotel fully booked? Should I be looking for somewhere else for them to stay?
You mean for the hotel? So whilst you go on the mountain?
Yeah, while I go, they can hang about and then at least feel some sort of holiday. Yeah.
Let's talk after, Avni. We can sort something out.
Okay. I mean, I love Marrakesh, which is why I'm really interested in this. This would, if I do come, it's my 4th time. I love that place. So familiar with it. But yeah, let's talk because I'd be keen to see how I can just bring them along so I get less noise from.
Let's bring them on and maybe we could even do a trip for them to Imlil and then they can go back to the hotel. But we can talk about that later.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Also, there's a BA sale on for Marrakesh, less than £100. I don't know the dates. I haven't clicked through, but I am getting adverts for that. So that's also something to look into.
Book it. You know the dates now. Book it.
I'm flying to London and then I'll fly to Marrakesh.
Come.
Bhavna?
Urvi, that was my line. I'm flying to London and then I'm going to come to Marrakesh just because it's £100 ticket. I'm concerned about fitness and I'm a little concerned about the BMI factor that Hina mentioned. My BMI is between 29 and 30 and you said 26 and under.
So Bhavna, I have seen you on summit you've summited Kilimanjaro. I don't see any issues there at all. And it's not just about the incline or the BMI. It is also the willingness and the mind. And from what I've known you, I've spent 7 days on the mountain with you. You're a woman who gets it done. And you will get it done. And I know you will. So forget the BMI that we've said 27 and under. You're coming with us and you're going to summit Mt Toubkal.
I've already booked. And I've told Hanif and I've just told Anushka, you want a holiday? Join me. I'm going no matter what.
We'll get you there.
Awesome, Bhavna. And I just want to stress, guys, please still do not take this mountain for granted, despite having done Kilimanjaro, right? You have to bear in mind, Hina's done Kili, yet it was still a challenge for you, right? Forget the first time, which was because of weather, but both times it was still a physical exertion.
Yep.
And we still need to train amply for it. The thing now is we've got only not even 3 months. We've got 3 months actually from today to land there. And that's all we have. We have 90 days from today to land there, right? And then in a few more days, we commence the ascent up the mountain. So not to be taken lightly, ample training, any treadmill or stairmaster training in the gym, like we got to commence right away. 27 is generally a guideline BMI given by certain challenging hikes, by generally many other mountain guide companies. And we have a very lean support team here. So if you saw the team that we have, it's only, 2 guides. Where are we?
It's right at the end. So it's two porters and 2 head guys.
2 guides, 2 assistant guides, and 7 muleteers. So these are the guys with the donkeys and the mules. But we basically got a team of 4 around us, and to take 16 people. So there's nobody carrying our bags. So that's one clear distinction we've got to understand, is that for that day, for that summit night, we've got to be able to carry what we need for that night. Cool. Avni, was your hand up from earlier, or is it Zainab? Zainab, let's take yours, and then Avni, if you still have a question.
Okay. So I'm a bit concerned because I've actually never climbed a mountain. So I don't know if 90 days is enough to train for it. So my question, and also I do suffer from asthma. It's not bad asthma, but I do need an inhaler once in a while. So I'm a bit concerned about that. I can walk a lot, but I have actually never been on a mountain. So I don't know, maybe my question is, would you be doing another one later in the year? Or is this going to be just one for this year?
For 2024,
Yeah.
2024, this is the only Toubkal one that we're doing, the money-themed one. We obviously we have Kilimanjaro again later next year. Kilimanjaro, many of our climbers, has been the first mountain for many. What I would say for you, Zainab, is maybe what hikes do we have coming up, Hina, that Zainab can train on? Or other than our own hikes scheduled in, what would you recommend Zainab trains on in the UK?
I'd do Snowdon, but I wouldn't say right now. I'd say do it end of Jan.
Okay.
I mean, I think she can do it in both times, different terrains, as part of your training. But it will be good for you, Zainab, to, if you can, get a mountain in before Christmas, so she kind of get a sense of comfort for her. I don't know who else is in the UK that you can go with, but I would assume, and I do know, I think that Toubkal is also a first for many. Wasn't this Alpa's first, Hina?
It was everybody's first mountain. If you are thinking, just make sure you have got hiking boots. That's the first thing. I can send you a link. Just message me and I'll send you which ones to get. But it is a practice mountain. It's 4,167. So it's quite a less altitude wise compared to Kilimanjaro. But it is a mountain that can be done as long as you're fit and, you know, strong-minded. As long, I don't know how, I've not seen you or I've never trained or trekked with you. I don't know your fitness levels, but if you're fit and you are walking loads, I would say it's doable.
Okay. So I'll message you maybe separately and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Zainab, I would recommend, don't be daunted by it at all, but I would recommend get one hike in before this year end, like a good hike. You can do impromptu, like even this weekend or during the week if you have time, to go and do something like Box Hill to warm up. Buy hiking boots that are one size bigger. We need one size bigger for your extra socks. But the guideline of what to buy.
In fact, Box Hill is a good one.
Yeah. So Box Hill is a good practice in terms of the incline, except the time you do it is too short. So you've got to probably do 2 or 3 loops on Box Hill to really push yourself slightly.
Box Hill is like a 5-hour hike. So you can go on a Saturday, get it done, and then go back again on Sunday. It's the same route again, and then keep doing it every couple of weeks.
Okay. I need to get hold of Maliha or somebody maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it alone.
Yeah, please also just share on the FitBanker Treks chat the date and
Okay.
day you have in mind. There'll be multiple people that are regular trekkers that might respond to want to join you and take you along.
Okay, thank you.
Bhavna? Is Bhavna dropped? Oh, Bhavna's there. Did you have a question, Bhavna?
I'm sorry, my internet's suddenly fluctuating. Just a little away from Toubkal. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Hina. Like I said, we spoke about it on Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm going to try my fitness level for sure in the coming weeks and then come back to you. But I had requested for FitBanker to also consider doing Mount Everest base camp. I hope you guys are looking into it at some point 2024. I need to do that before I complete my 60th.
Yeah, well, Shak is looking at that. We need to confirm what dates he has in mind, but it is, Jag, Hina, confirm it is on 2024 calendar, right?
There, Jax, are you there?
She was.
So it is being discussed. The dates, but nothing at the moment yet. But it was late October. It's later in the year. So it's October, November time. Jax, oh, you're here.
There she is.
Yeah, we got the Treks calendar set, but we haven't got the adventures yet. So we haven't got clarification on that yet. It's definitely being looked into, Bhavna. So yeah, just hold that space.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. As long as it's after Navratri and Diwali, I'm good to go.
It will probably be most likely, I think everyone was saying November.
Yeah.
After,
okay,
I'm
so
sure
I'll
it'll be
share.
after Navratri in
I'll
November.
share the Navratri Diwali dates because I really want to do it.
Share the dates with us. Yeah,
Yeah,
good idea.
I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Awesome. Okay, if there's no further questions, any further questions, guys?
No, but Shinal, I've got your message. We will hold your space. Just confirming you that right now.
Okay, cool. On that note, I want to just thank everybody for coming on. Paul, I saw your message earlier as well. Thanks nonetheless for being on, and lovely to have you on. Lovely to connect with you. I don't think I've connected with you before, but lovely to have you on. And all the rest that are on, thanks for joining, and we will see you guys. DM Hina, and let's make it happen. This is a small, intimate cohort. I look forward to connecting with you all on Mt Toubkal. Bye for now.
Bye,
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.